as you all know, for a very long time now, I've been sitting on the fence over James Gunn and the fake DC Studios that isn't really a studio and is nothing more than a logo. I've been sitting on the fence over what this Superman movie will be, whether it's going to be good, bad, or indifferent, because the reality is, I don't know, you don't know. So there's no point being a shill and saying, it's going to be the bestest ever. I just want to kiss James Gunn's butt. And I also don't want to start being toxic and saying it's going to suck and it's going to be bad, because I simply don't know. But I'm no longer sitting on the fence when it comes to the fake DC Studios. So first of all, let's give you a very, very huge update from reliable scooper Jeff Snyder, who claims a Barry Keoghan, I think that's how you say his surname, is going to be playing the Joker, reprising his role as, Matt Reeves, the Joker, as he did in a very brief scene in the Batman movie. He's going to be reprising his role in an HBO series as the Joker. That is very, very exciting news, and it's very, very interesting. Imagine if the Penguin, this Joker series, the Batman 2, and indeed the Batman end up being more successful than what James Gunn's doing at the fake DC Studios. And interestingly enough, if this is true, and I believe it must be true because Jeff Snyder is a very, very reliable source. He's a really reliable scooper. I don't particularly like Jeff Snyder. He blocked me on Twitter. We had a bit of an argument. So he is a bit annoying. He is very arrogant. He is very, very braggy about what he scoops. But he's very, very reliable. I'll give him that. And so it's very exciting that quite possibly we're going to get a Barry Keoghan Joker series. Now, could this be a more of an origin story? Could we be going to the origins of this character rather than continuing on from what we saw in the Batman? Now, according to him, according to Jeff, it's going to be set between the Batman 2 and the Batman 3, so probably won't be a prequel story, but we may see some flashbacks at the very least. Now, we already know that it was Robert Pattinson's Batman who brought this Joker to justice and, got him locked up in Arkham or wherever he's locked up in the Batman. So surely, unlike the Penguin series, Robert Pattinson would have to play some kind of part in this series. We will see about that. But this is very exciting news. And to me, the way Matt Reeves' The Batman crime saga is shaping up, it's more exciting than anything James Gunn has announced for DC Studios. Even though this crime saga is not part of the DCU, but it's part of DC Studios. But as I've already said, it's a fake studio. It's nothing more than a logo, but it gives James Gunn an excuse to attach himself to the glory that Matt Reeves is achieving with this crime saga. He's already trying to claim some kind of success for himself with the Penguin. Jameson, mate, hun, you had nothing to do with the Penguin series. It's as simple as that. Stop trying to take credit away from Lauren LaFranc and Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is a genius. He showed us that with the Batman. He and Lauren LaFranc have showed us what they're capable of with the Penguin. A show I've really enjoyed. I think it's very flawed. It has issues in certain places. It's quite current day in its mentality in certain places. But also, on the other hand, on the same strength, it's one of the best shows I've seen in general, not just in comic book terms, in a very, very long time. And I congratulate them on that. And I can't wait on Monday to see the finale, because this is basically a limited series. It's not going to continue, I don't think, into a series 2, but who knows? So this is the concluding part of Penguin's story, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. So I'm very excited about the direction we're going in terms of DC live action with Matt Reeves' The Batman crime saga. And a Joker series starring Barry Keoghan is very, very exciting. And I think we'll leave that there because there's nothing more to say, really. But it's very good news, and I'm very, very happy about that. Now, there's another reason that I'm not very happy with the direction of the fake DC studios. We recently heard from Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent in Smallville for a decade. Now, past couple of years, we've had Talkville, actually more than that probably now. So Smallville stars Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor on Smallville, and Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent, as I say, on Smallville, have this Talkville podcast where they review every single episode of Smallville. I think we're on season 5 right now. It's a brilliant podcast, very thoughtful. They talk about their experiences on the show. They're quite honest about each episode, which is a big surprise. They're two very good guys. So basically, it was announced a bit of a time ago that the creators and former showrunners of Smallville, Alfred Goff and Miles Miller, Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling, have been working together to develop a Smallville animated series. We don't know whether it will continue after the series finale. We don't actually know what it would be, but this was going to be a reality before Zaslav, before DC Studios. Tom Welling has come out to say that basically WB are not returning their phone calls. I told you this a long time ago. Something like a Smallville animated series that actually wouldn't hurt James Gunn or the fake DC Studios, it's just the logo, and wouldn't hurt their Superman movie or what they're doing. This regime will never, ever greenlight something like a Smallville animated series. The only reason he's gladly working with Matt Reeves, because he doesn't have a choice. Because David Zaslav won't allow him to cancel the Batman series. Now, in his original slate, he announced his own Batman. As I said a while back, I had some exclusive news for you in a video here on Instagram and on my YouTube channel, Movies TV Mad, 3 separate words. Please subscribe to that YouTube channel. I could do with all the subs and views I can get because it's not very popular, just like my Instagram. But anyway, I told you exclusively that, you know, the Brave and the Bold Batman movie that Gunn announced for DC Studios and his DCU franchise will not be going forward because, as a lot of commentators and pundits have already said, you can't have two Batmen. It doesn't make sense. One has to go. And now that Zaslav has seen the success of the Penguin, it isn't going to be Matt Reeves, the Batman crime saga, that's going to go, is it now? It's James Gunn's Brave and the Bold that hasn't even got off the ground, even though that would have been interesting and exciting. I never believed that Andres Muschietti, the director of the disastrous Flash movie, was ever really in the real world going to direct that movie, but I can tell you again, I can reiterate exclusively, that's not going to happen. It doesn't even seem like a scooper like Jeff Snyder has the guts to tell you that, but this guy with a very small platform is telling you the truth. It's not going forward. So Matt Reeves and James Gunn have come together to put, to kind of work together because they don't really have any choice. So they're pretending right now that they're partners, that they like each other. This is how Hollywood works. It's very fake. We know that. What Matt Reeves is doing is very exciting. Matt Reeves understands Batman. But to go back to Smallville, this is not good. I'm a huge Smallville fan. I would have loved nothing more than to see this Smallville animated series go forward. But in reality, if it was up to me, they would continue Smallville in a Metropolis show with Tom as Superman. But Tom doesn't really seem to want to wear the costume anyway. But that's what I would have liked to have seen. But an animated series kind of solves the problem of Tom not wearing that costume in a way. So it would have been very exciting. But something like that will never happen under this regime. They've already cancelled Superman and Lois a series that was supposed to run and run for 7 to 9 to 10 seasons. We've seen the amount of material we could have had. The other day, I saw a clip of Jimmy Olsen and Clark Kent together. It was a joyous, beautiful scene in the Daily Planet, and this is what James Gunn and Peter Safran are robbing us of.